Almost 12 weeks of blockade of humanitarian aid resulted in an unacceptable and untenable situation in Gaza. The decision by the Israeli authorities this week to allow several trucks carrying humanitarian aid into Gaza does not change the overall tragic situation of the population. We hear desperate appeals from the UN and other humanitarian operators. The UN estimates that almost 80% of Gaza is under evacuation orders or the sign no-go zones, leaving the population with few options. Civilians are being forced into increasingly overcrowded areas with limited access to water, food and shelter. We also see intensified airstrikes across the Strip and have noted the latest announcement by the Israeli government concerning an expansion of its military offensive against Hamas. We are therefore concerned about the possible extent of occupation of parts of the Strip beyond the current buffer zones and the risk of new mass displacement. Let me be clear, the EU has a long-standing position of rejecting any attempts on demographic or territorial changes in Gaza Strip in line with United Nations Security Council Resolution 2735. The EU has also always been clear to the imperative to ensure Israel's security and immediately recognize Israel's right to defend itself in the proportionate manner since the brutal Hamas attacks of 7 October 2023. However, we remain convinced that the best way to secure the release of the hostages and to ensure regional peace and security is through negotiations and sustainable political solutions. Therefore, the Council has been consistently calling on Israel to lift the blockade on Gaza without delay. Humanitarian aid must never be used as a political tool. The Foreign Affairs Council discussed the situation in Gaza again yesterday. Following the meeting, the High Representative announced the review of Israel's compliance with the human rights obligations under the EU-Israel Association Agreement. It was supported by a majority of member states. I can assure you that all member states expressed grave concerns about the humanitarian crisis in Gaza. We have been very clear that we will remain committed to a resumption of flow of humanitarian aid to Gaza, a resumption of the ceasefire, the immediate and unconditional release of the hostages, and the permanent end to hostilities. We must continue to work towards a resolution of the conflict and review the political process towards the two-state solution. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I will give the floor to Commissioner Miklev. Thank you.